Hello and welcome to the Tracy Reed Design Team YouTube hop. Today I am working on a double page foundation page for my December daily album, and the main foundation of the spread will be this beautiful transparency which I've created with one of the pattern papers from the collection. And the idea will be that the back of each page will be a transparency, and then sat on top of each page will be two envelopes created with pattern papers from the collection, so 4 different papers, each holding 3x4 cards. So not too sure yet what's going to go inside the cards. Definitely journal cards from the collection, but potentially some photos, and I think the focus is going to be on lists, so people's gift ideas in the family. So let's get started. I have 2 of the transparencies. Both are sized at 6.5 inches wide by 8.25 inches high, because those are the sizes for my album this year. So I'm going to just set these aside. I've put them on top, one of them on top of the white paper here, so you can see just how gorgeous that is. My husband is doing some work in the loft, so you'll probably hear some banging, and then depending on how bad that gets, I'll have to do this as a voiceover. So that's going to be the foundation, so 1 on each side. And then these are the pattern papers I've chosen to use. I'm working with a We Are Memory Keepers punch board to create the envelopes. So because I'm working with 3x4 sized inserts, so the cards, I've sized these at 6.25 inches squared. I've already trimmed and scored 3 of them, and I'll just show you how I work with the punch board for this 4th one, and then I will assemble the envelopes. So it tells you over here on the board where to punch. So for this piece it's at the 2 3/4 inches. We punch, it's probably going to shake you, score, rotate, line up over here, punch, score, rotate. Really nice and simple. Oh, forgot to punch. Sorry if that's giving you a headache with the shaking. It's that simple. And then these simply fold into an envelope. That's a bit of the waste. Now this also comes with a corner rounder, which is this side here, to round off the flap. So I'll show you what that will look like. There we go. And then me personally, so when these are adhered down, you'll see there's this little bit. So what I tend to do is fold until that's kind of not there, and then trim that. So I'm going to go through and do that now. And since the noise in the loft is getting worse, I'll just turn the camera off as I assemble these and stick them down, and you can see what they look like. Okay, so trim that edge off, folding them so the inserts are the sides are in, and then strip of adhesive here, not along the top, strip of adhesive here, so leaving this little bit here without any adhesive so it doesn't stick to the white, folding that down, and there we have it. Beautiful little envelopes. The punch board comes with examples of how to fill the inside as well, so they're basically liners, but I'm choosing not to do that because I don't want any additional bulk, and these are going to be adhered down, so I have some velcros that I'm going to stick here to keep them closed on the page, and then they'll be able to easily open with that velcro. So how these are going to sit will be the transparency will be so say this is the left hand side of the spread, so that transparency will be there. This will be adhered down, that will be velcroed down, and then you'll be able to open that up, get to the card, etc. inside, and then there will also be some embellishments on each of these. So next step, let me get some velcro on these just so that they're going to be easier to work with, and I can see the kind of real estate that I've got, what space I've got for the embellishments. And I'll also pull over the embellishments. I want to make sure that each of these is embellished with a tag that's got an initial on it, so that I know in the future whose envelope is whose. So I'll pull out my alphas as well for that. So first of all, I need to go and find my sticky velcro. So I'm just sticking the hook end onto the fluffy end here, so that when they are closed, these will line up. So here I have the sticky side of the hook, folding it down, pressing it nice and tight, and then gently peeling it open. There we go. Little hack. I'm sure that everyone does that anyway. Brilliant. And this will just help to keep these closed. And the next step for me is going to be putting some red line tape around this, adhering it to the transparency. Now I know that what this means is that on the other side of the transparency you're going to see the tape, but that's okay, because when I get to these pages in my album I know what I'm working with, and so I will sit the content on the top of here and cover any adhesive that you can see. Okay, so the envelopes are now adhered down to the transparencies, and what I have sat on the top of each is a little tag. The numbers, the daily numbers for this collection, come on these really cute little tags, and on the sheet there were 4 spare ones, so that's perfect. So those can sit on top of the envelopes as the house for my embellishments. And I've chosen to go with the candy cane with the bows. So I have 2 red ones, which I'm going to put on the aqua envelopes, and then 2 kind of blue and aqua ones, which I'm going to put on the pink. So those will be really cute. And then I'm also going to put in each person's initial onto the top of the tag, some ribbon or some baker's twine onto the tags as well. And I was toying with the idea of punching a hole, so opening this up, punching a hole and threading that on, but I think that I'll just put the twine on and then adhere it down. I think that'll be the easier thing to do. I'm not sure what number this is going to be, so foundation pages, I don't number them, so I'm just going to wait, and then depending on the number I will adhere the numerical tag for that day onto somebody's, probably my envelope. And I think I'm going to keep it like that, really simple. I might put some gems on each one. I'm not too sure which alpha I'm going to use yet. I like to look for a white sparkly one, I think. And the baker's twine, I want to make sure that's going to coordinate nicely. I'm conscious that I have this bit of green that's popped with these 2 bows, but there is a little bit of green in this tag, so I think that's okay to my eye. And also there's still quite a lot of green in that background, so that looks nice. Yeah, really happy with this. So I'm going to get these all embellished down, and then I'll get my cards out and pick which cards I'm going to put into these holding spaces. I found this cute sparkly teal alpha, and I had the right initials left in that one, so I'm really happy about that. And next is, so if I just show you what this will look like, the Velcro holds these down, these open up, these just hang over the top, and then inside each of these I know I'm going to have a selfie of each person, and I'm going to go through the cards from the collection now and either decide to fill these with prompt cards, because there's some really fun prompt cards in the collection. I'll go and grab them and show you what I mean by those, or I might just put blank cards in. I can switch them out when I get to the day anyway in December if I opt, you know, depending on what story I want to tell. This is just a foundation page, but I want something in there, so I'm going to probably, actually I'm going to make the commitment to put those prompt cards in, so I'll go and grab those. It's this set of 6 that I was thinking about, so I'm going to opt for these 4 because they coordinate nicely: watching, playing, loving and planning. And 1 will go in each envelope. I will ask that person, so for example this is Alora's envelope, so I'll ask her what she's currently playing, so what games is she playing on the PlayStation, that kind of thing. This will be mine, what am I currently loving, my mum's, what she's currently watching, and my husband's planning, or I might swap those over because he's not much of a planner actually. So he can have the loving and I'll have the planning. And then on the back of each will be a 3x4 photo. Here is what they look like against that white background, so you can see how pretty the transparency is. And I'll just put this final prompt card into Alora's envelope there. So thank you so much for watching. I hope the background noise hasn't been too distracting. I will watch this back and you'll know if it was, because you'll be listening to a voiceover. Make sure you check out everybody else's exciting and inspirational projects for this YouTube hop. In the description box below is the full list of everybody, so you can hop along and watch all of the fantastic videos. And I'll also make sure there's a link in there to this collection so you can grab it while it is on sale. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, because I'm going to be sharing lots and lots of videos over December with projects coming together. And there's also some classes and things coming soon, so make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of that. Bye for now.